Hello and welcome back to the Science of Mass Effect Andromeda. We're back on Hyperion in the SAM node after our father gave his life to save ours. Kinda needlessly if they practiced, sharing breathing techniques, because with one helmet this should have been survivable. Anyway, I don't want to take away from my father's sacrifice, and Sam has somehow merged with my brain. And we are apparently now the Pathfinder. Because apparently our dad authorized that and was able to authorize that before his death. So, both cases you kind of get reluctance as a choice, right? So we don't get much freedom in how we want to respond. Changing some of the earlier choices gave us a little more freedom to kind of sketch in the character ourselves, right? So even though the dialogue choice maybe doesn't affect anything in terms of how the actual story progresses, it still kind of allows you to tweak the character a bit, to mold Ryder into how you want to play him. But here in both cases we kind of get to be reluctant about it. I'm gonna go for the complete disbelief.
You can't be serious. What's the matter? I think you're up for it.
So, yeah, let's get that out of the way. It's rightfully Cora's position, so let's defer to that.
It still goes against protocol. Cora, are you really okay with this?
I won't stand in the way of your dad's decision.
Very generous
It's all
of you.
academic anyway. Sam's linked to your mind on a deeper level now. Trying to untangle it could kill you.
I know this is tough, but we need to start thinking about the next step. A lot of people are counting on us.
Is the Ark still drifting? That's the thing. Whatever your dad did with that tower, it saved the day. Some sort of atmosphere scrubber.
The energy cloud thinned out. We're on our way to the rally point now. Should be at the Nexus soon.
He needs to rest first.
He's got 2 hours. We'll need our Pathfinder for this.
So Cora kind of still calling the shots there, even though
Oh, I
I'm
checked on your
Pathfinder.
sister. There's still no change. But if you can pull through, so can she.
That's pretty cool of you.
A bit of your dad in both of you.
Your father will be missed.
What's going on, Sam?
This is our private channel. I shared it with him.
So, interesting that apparently Sam being tied up with my brain is also tied to Pathfinder authority. Like, why can't Cora be the Pathfinder even if she doesn't share a connection with Sam? Why is that inextricable?
He never mentioned anything about that.
It allowed me to know him better. Alec wouldn't want us to lose sight of the goal. He said pain emboldens our resolve. He'd insist we grow stronger from his passing.
Okey-dokey, so. Okay, interesting cutscene. So we as player are now getting information that our characters don't have. It's an interesting choice. We're playing very much from the perspective of one character.
good to see you on your feet. We're at the Nexus. It's the forward hub for the entire Andromeda initiative. The Asari, Solarian, and Turian arcs should be there too.
Let's hope they've had better luck.
Starting our approach now.
It's almost as big as the Citadel back home.
Nexus Control, this is Arc Hyperion requesting docking clearance.
That is absolutely massive.
Captain, I'm only getting their automated approach channel, not a live person.
Well, like it or not, we're here. Take us in.
You couldn't wait maybe a little bit to kind of...
Construction should have been finished by now.
Could be worse.
How? Habitat 7's a bust. We might have started a war with the first aliens we met, and our Pathfinder's dead. This better be rock bottom.
Green across the board. Docking initiated.
All right. I got us here. Good luck, Pathfinder.
You know, one wonders why they didn't...
You gonna be okay, Ryder?
The captain just called me Pathfinder. This is really happening.
Just take a deep breath.
I still can't believe Dad's dead. This should have been his moment.
But now it's yours. You just need to decide what you're gonna do with it.
Where do I start? I'm just not sure I'm ready.
We weren't ready to fall out of the sky on Habitat 7, but we survived that.
I like Liam.
Right. So, always keep a jump jet handy.
See how much food they've managed to get from their hydroponics farm first.
That's one takeaway.
Got it.
All status personnel.
Can you save yet? Not yet. So, what was I about to say? Oh yes, interesting that the ships didn't just travel in close formation, right, where they could keep track of each other. Journey so far. Let's have a look. What's in the codex now? Sword mourn the loss of my father Alec. Crisis on episode 7. I tried to initiate peaceful first contact with aliens, explored an alien laboratory, found a cave full of plant life, survived the plant's Golden World era, rescued Greer from his captors, expressed doubts about accepting the role of Pathfinder. Okay. So I guess this is remembering the choices I made. Wonder if you'll see when those become important. So, Alec Ryder. He died during operations 9.7. Alec and sound means interface with the alien technology. Structure basic form of atmosphere processor. Habitat 7's ecology showed a degree of improvements. Whatever ecology improving is supposed to mean. So even though conditions up to 7 are, there's a notable change. This planet is still unsuitable for settlement. Affecting an entire planet is a big deal if you can cause a change that fast. Yeah, it's impressive. So, sniper rifle. Pistol mod or sniper rifle mod, sure. Some brilliant, some titanium. Some another salvage. Okay. Very good. Middle suppressor. proceed.
Captain wants to see a full-duty roster.
I just updated the charts.
She'll want to see crew reassignments first. Start with non-essential personnel.
Okay, folks. This is what we've been waiting for. Let your teams know that docking procedures are now in effect. We've got 20,000.
Alright, so we still have to wake up most of the colonists. We better check if the Nexus is okay.
It'll be nice to see some friendly faces this time.
The Nexus runs a support crew. Just enough to finish building the station and provide safe harbor for the Arks.
Means we can start waking our people up.
They built a bar, right? Gotta have champagne for the welcome party.
You're expecting one?
After what we've been through, I could use a buzz.
We all could.
Yeah. Rough ride so far.
We'll bounce back. Real food and a shower are just ahead.
No, I would hope so.
Here we are.
That doesn't look good.
I don't see any champagne.
Where is everybody?
Indeed.
Well, this can't be right.
It's like everything's on standby.
If it's a surprise party, they're doing an awfully good job of it.
Indeed, Liam, indeed.
We could see what the VI has to say.
Good. Terrarium. Set of hydroponics, the cultivation of plant life.
Plants are still
sure
alive.
You don't put hydroponics in a terrarium.
It's like they didn't finish building it.
Terrarium
Hello?
for earthings and hydroponics are in liquid. Let's talk to the VI, which we still remember from the Citadel.
To the Nexus, gateway to Andromeda. I'm Avina, a virtual intelligence designed to assist you with immigration.
Can you tell us where the welcome party is hiding?
I'm sorry, my code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations. Please select from the following pre-programmed responses.
Immigration, that's an interesting choice of wording.
How does the immigration process work?
We ask that you submit to a brief medical exam to ensure your health and well-being after making such a long journey. Once you've been cleared, our colonization experts will assist you in finding your new home. Please be mindful of the queue. Thousands of eager colonists like you are waiting to begin their new life in Andromeda.
Where? Place is deserted.
What can you tell me about the Andromeda galaxy?
Here in Andromeda, you are over 2 million light-years away from the Milky Way galaxy. This is the furthest any life form has ever traveled outside our home system, making you a brave pioneer indeed. The Nexus itself is located in a region known as the Helios Cluster. Here, you and thousands of your fellow colonists will fulfill your dreams of settling a new home. Fortune awaits.
Huzzah.
What is the Nexus?
The Nexus serves as the central hub for the Andromeda Initiative's colonization efforts. It is the first destination for all colonists upon their arrival in the new galaxy. Please enjoy the many venues the Nexus has to offer. As the station expands, it will one day serve as the seat of government for Milky Way colonists. Providing a safe, stable, and prosperous environment is our primary goal.
Not from the looks of it.
What year is it?
The current year is 2819. After spending over 600 years in stasis, it's normal to feel disoriented or confused upon arrival. Our helpful medical staff can assist with any physical or psychological after effects you may be experiencing.
Well, she's got the date right, at least.
So where is everyone? Where do colonists live?
Once you've cleared immigration, our helpful staff will assist you in choosing the home world of your dreams. Will it be the tropical paradise of Habitat 7, the gentle rolling hills of Habitat 3, or perhaps the mysterious twilight world of Habitat 5? Whichever you choose, rest assured our Pathfinders have carefully vetted all colony worlds to ensure your security and prosperity.
Oh boy. Habitat 7. That's where we landed. She's way out of date.
That's all.
It has been my pleasure. Please see one of our helpful immigration staff for further assistance. And welcome to your new home in Andromeda, where the brightest star is you. Current wait time for immigration processing is unknown error.
Right. That was helpful.
So, yeah, could have come
This should be
with a more
packed with
inspiring name than Habitat for the planets. Homeworld of your dreams. I wonder what you'll be able to do on the homeworld of your dreams, because, you know, with 20,000 people, you've got a good base, I suppose, to get, you know, colony running up where you can do something other than just be a subsistence farmer. Especially for all the technology you've built along. Because that's kind of thing to realize about most space colonization stories. If you look into them, you know, most of the people go to new planets, especially plans people now for colonizing Mars. And most of the people are going to spend most of the time basically just, you know, ensuring food and maybe oxygen if you're talking about Mars. So you're just going to be spending your time, you know, surviving rather than doing anything more creative or useful with your life. So yes, you'll be on Mars, but also you'll just be subsistence farming, which is... No, I don't want to knock that. I mean, especially there are people that have no choice in our world than to be subsistence farmers. But it's not the most exciting life.
Hi there. We're from Ark Hyperion, and wondering where everybody went.
Did he hear you?
Did you say an Ark?
Yeah, we just got in.
And for what it's worth, your VI over there could use an update.
But we thought you were all dead.
What?
Or captured, or lost in dark space, or... But you're here. You have no idea how much this means.
I don't believe it. I'm Tyrion Kandros. I lead our militia on the Nexus.
I'm Scott Ryder. This is Cora Harper and Liam Costa, part of the Pathfinder team.
I'm sorry for the confusion. Our sensors told us an Ark had arrived, but Helios is notorious for scrambling equipment. We thought you were just another malfunction.
Well, I've got a shipload of people that says we're here.
Of course, it's just... You're the first Ark we've seen. After a year of waiting and no sign of the others, we shuttered this area and stopped looking.
Whole year?
You've been stranded for a whole year?
Longer. I'll fill you in on the way to Op Center. Everything that could go wrong with our plan has. We arrived 14 months ago. Right away, we hit a band of dark energy that knocked us off course.
We're familiar with it.
Then you'll know why we call it the Scourge. We lost whole sections of the station. A lot of people died. No power, no food. The chaos went on for months. It finally led to armed rebellion. When order was restored, the insurgents were banished. Exiles, we call them.
Are things back to normal?
Not even close. But you're here now, so maybe the worst is over.
You know, that story of these 14 months, that could be an interesting
No word from the other
story in its own
Pathfinders?
right.
No word from anyone, period.
Any threats from the locals?
So far, we've stayed hidden. We're in no shape to deal with an attack.
We had a first contact situation on Habitat 7. Whole thing went south. They tried to kill us.
That wasn't first contact. We know about them. Those aliens are going to be a real problem.
How'd you know it's the same
This
aliens?
day just keeps getting better.
We're here.
You guys go ahead. I'll check out the security situation.
You should know our command structure has been fractured. Some of us are filling in for leaders who died.
Is it true?
They said drop everything and report for duty.
And no one was expecting an ARC to finally show up.
Docking procedures are green across the board.
Stand by to merge Hyperion power into the grid.
The crew of the Hyperion.
Good luck.
Wonder what the
I'm
British
Jaron
leader
Tan,
thinks about this
director of
random
the
guy
initiative.
coming to check out his
You have
arrangements.
no idea how much your arrival means to us.
We've heard about what happened, and we're ready to help.
We could use any supplies you have. Food, water, we're short on everything.
This is Foster Addison. She oversees colonial affairs. Where's the Pathfinder?
You're looking at him.
You're not Alec Ryder.
My father's dead. He made me his successor.
Alec is dead. Please understand, the entire initiative is at risk. None of the Golden Worlds panned out. They're a bust, and there's been no word from the other arcs.
What happened to them?
Unknown. Our supplies are nearly depleted. Rationing bought us some time, but even that's running out.
We need to find more resources, but that takes people, and we can't wake them up.
Until they have somewhere to live. A golden world.
Now more than ever, we need a Pathfinder.
It now falls to you, Ryder. Are you up to the task?
I guess I have no. We're going to be completely confident.
My father believed I am. If you trusted him with a job, you'll have to trust his judgment.
Your father won't be around to fix things if you fail.
That's no way to treat a guest.
Thank you, Kesh.
I'm Nakmor Kesh, superintendent of this station. Hope they haven't scared you off already.
It's nothing personal, but now isn't the time for on-the-job training.
At least the Pathfinder here seems willing to try. We could use a fresh perspective.
You've heard my concerns. I'll leave you to it.
We're all feeling the pressure. Let's have a private word in my office, Ryder. We'll discuss giving you a scout ship. I'm happy to work out the details with your associate.
Welcome to the Nexus.
Thank you for standing up for me there.
Hope's in short supply here. What little we can find should have a chance.
Ma'am, the Hyperion's core is now online.
Let me show you something. An hour ago, that was all dark. But with the power from your ship, you're keeping the lights on. You have my vote.
And when the power runs out?
You'd best go talk to Director Tan. Make sure that doesn't happen. And don't be shy. Come see me when you have a chance.
Krogan.
Taylor, where's Vetra at? The Hyperion is starting to send a tally of supplies. Handling something.
Lots of things to do.
I'll just organize this as it comes in and send it your way. You know what the priorities are.
And let's have a quick look through the. Look at that view, though. Nice. Lights, very good. Let's have a look through the codex. What I do want to know is how the Nexus got here a year before. Because apparently that wasn't planned that way. Nexus Uprising. Despite Director Tan's reluctance to share them, Nexus retains records so-called Nexus Uprising. Damage caused by Scourge, killed members of senior leadership, new individuals that step in to fill his roles. Presumably also the billionaire lady. Hydroponics damage, no habitable plants available, supplies stretched to crisis points. Sent into open rebellion against new leadership. Nexus threatened, Krogan work crews asked to provide military support against the rebels, now led by Head of Security Sloan Kelly in return for political representation. Krogan were successful and rebels were exiled from Nexus. Exiles remain concerned for Nexus leadership. So Krogan's called in to help fix a military problem. We've heard that one before. Although now to suppress a rebellion, which is a nice reversal. Also, that personal loyalty thing I discussed earlier. Now see what's a bad thing. Majority of Krogan personnel also left the Nexus soon afterwards. Interesting. Weird. Gene Garson died aboard the Nexus when sustained severe damage from Scourge when first arriving in the Hideous cluster. We have to find out this way. Interesting. Base operations. Nexus leadership was always intended to be split between Initiative proper, station operations, and colonial administration. Garson planned to retain an honorary role, electing the Asari matriarch Nuara as Initiative director. Both Garson and Nuara was deceased, along with Nuara's senior staff. Current director of Initiative, Jaron Tan, was 8th in line of succession. At least they thought about another line of succession. Tan is officially in charge of Initiative operations, Pathfinder teams. Whilst Edison is posted as Director of Colonial Affairs, mentioned colonists and outpost deployments, so basically they're a Nexus itself is administered by Superintendent Nakmarkesh, also oversees construction efforts. So basically that's a triumvirate, or I don't know if, well, they're not all men, so triumvirate is not entirely the right word. But so basically it's an oligarchy, which maybe was the best form of government for this current stage of affairs. We need quick decisions and don't have time to debate anything. But not a super democratic way of running things. In the wake of cat attacks, apparently they're called cats. Of course, too much work to keep updating these texts for every stage of the story. But anyway, Tyrion Carter's emerged leader of a de facto volunteer militia that's taken over station security. Technically a civilian, Kandros is counted amongst the Nexus leadership. There's other Nexus leaderships, I would think also civilian, right? Krogan. Genophage. How about... Okay. Tune for degree vision slots. Normally feature prey animals, indeed. Usually predators have binocular vision to help them judge depths. Prey animals have very wide fields of vision, with eyes at the side, to spot movement from all around. Paralyze, hump stores, valuable water and fats. So, yeah, it's a very hardy species. This is, I don't know too much about biology, but this is interesting. So usually, redundant organs means you're wasting energy on making organs you don't need, but there's a big chance of sustaining organ damage, then it does become an evolutionary advantage. So, go in nuclear war, nuke themselves. Solarians uplifted them to use them against Arachni. rebellions, genophage, blah blah. Is not extended to several clans. Works in several clans, particularly those who do not take part in Krogan rebellions. Their assistance really proved invaluable in building the Nexus. Knowledge and use for many Krogan see the initiative as a chance to reinvent their people. Although, recent years Krogan shown signs of adapting to the genophage. Yeah, because, okay, you can go to colonize Andromeda, but you're certainly not going to get live children, right? But, you know, I guess if you think, well, I'm going to die anyway, might as well die in Andromeda. Interesting, here we have hints of, you know, different cultures within the Krogan. Whereas usually in sci-fi there's a trope that, you know, all alien species are monocultured, where everybody, you know, kind of thinks the same, has the same traits. Which I guess also to make world building and exposition easier, right? If you have to explain to, you know, your readers, viewers, players, all the different cultures within Krogan society, it becomes very complex world building. But it's good to keep in mind. It's a bit of tropey of sci-fi. You know, that one alien species means one culture, and only humanity gets any kind of diversity, if at all. Solarians. Founding members of Citadel Council together with Asari. They do the intelligence gathering and special operations and science and stuff. Amphibious species, interesting. They live to be less than 40. Quick intellect and photographic memory make them gifted scientists and engineers. Engineering and science isn't really about memorizing facts. I mean, sometimes it's useful to be able to remember something or draw an analogy, but it's way more about critical thinking and logical analysis of whether your own thinking is correct or not. Photographic memory is not, I mean, it's useful traits, but it's not especially necessary for science. Almost 90% of Solarian species male. Interesting. Critical power sent in Dalatrasses, rare Solarian females who negotiate the fertilization of eggs and the strategic alliances that results. Many Solarian females chose to join the Andromeda Initiative as civilians. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know if others, if there are species on Earth that have that kind of sexual imbalance. Solarians don't have the concept of romantic love. Fertilization of eggs, political acts. It's the lineage of any resulting female's strong impact on society and occurs after months, even years of negotiations. It's interesting that romantic love here is tied to sexual reproduction. I mean, even if your sexual reproduction political and only political, right? You could still have romantic love, just don't involve sex in your romantic love. One hour of sleep. Solarians are renowned for their high-speed metabolism, allowing them to function on 1 hour of sleep a day. That is not necessarily a link, right? I mean, things like mice and that have high-speed metabolism, but that doesn't mean they sleep less. Right? I'm not entirely sure if we figured out yet what exactly sleep is for, but having a higher speed metabolism wouldn't necessarily mean you need less sleep. Oh, fertilize eggs with males, fertilize eggs with females. Aha. family is a contributing factor to Solarians developing photographic memories, enabling them to recognize hundreds of relatives. Little detail, sounds plausible. Turians. Very militaristic, as we know. Citizenship is conferred once Turians have completed boot camp, begun on their 15th birthday. This kind of refers back to Heinlein in the original Starship Troopers book, where citizenship, or not necessarily citizenship, but the right to vote, was only gained after 2 years of military service. Idea being that then you'd prove that you were willing to put your life and your well-being on the line for the human democracy, republic, well, society, and therefore then you proven that you were capable of being trusted with the right to vote. It's interesting, so if Turians had joined the Andromeda Initiative because they want to escape the traditional hierarchy, makes sense, right? You have some rebels and outsiders, but also people that think that the Turian way is necessary for the success. They're known as men of action, why not women of action or people of action? Okay. Lingering resentments. First contact war, but since then humans and Turians have become cordial, if not close allies. Not entirely impossible. I mean, if you look at human history, West Germany quickly became an ally of the US and the rest of NATO, let's say, just after the Second World War. So something similar with the Turians, I can imagine. Protective metal-rich exoskeleton as natural defense against radiation. Okay. Defense against some long-term radiation does not defend against projectiles or energy weapons. Energy weapons work by projecting a beam of radiation, potentially a different frequency than solar radiation, but you'd think that in both cases electromagnetic radiation, right? So you'd think that protects you somewhat against one, protects you against the other as well. I mean, not to the point of invulnerability, but unlike most species of McWays, Turians are dextro protein species. In food for whatever protein species are humans can cause dangerous allergic reactions and vice versa. And the other known is the Quarians. Interesting. Yeah. This interesting thing. So in chemistry, you have all kinds of molecules, and they can exist in two forms, right? So depending on the structure, they can be what we call dextro or levo, so left or right. So the molecule is identical, contains the same atoms, but the structure is just kind of mirrored. And kind of like a lock and a key, Earth life uses levo proteins, so they have to have the one structure, and if you mirror it, at best the protein does nothing, doesn't work in your body, and at worst indeed it's actually poisonous or toxic. It's an interesting little feature that they have there. Also means you're taking any Turians along means they'll have to have their own food. Hierarchy is formidable power of numerous client species. I wonder who those were, apart from the Volus. Occasion War. Turns go to Citadel around 700 CE with Krogan rebellions raging. 20 years later, they're invited to join Citadel Council. 2157 CE, human explorers attempting to activate the mass relay were attacked by Turian forces, as unauthorized relay activation was strictly illegal. Apparently that turned into war. Interesting to know a bit more about how that played out. So this last technology, communications and QEC. Communication has always been a concern for interstellar colonists. Blah blah blah. Indeed, you need to communicate lots. Quantum entanglement communication. It utilizes a pair of particles linked on the quantum level. Any effect on one particle is mirrored instantaneously by the other, regardless of distance between. Pathfinder implants use miniaturized QECs to remain in contact with their AI partners. Yeah, we already talked about how this doesn't work. At least according to our current understanding of science. Manufacturing particle pairs is a delicate and difficult process, especially for use on Limit and Helios. Not really. I mean, it's not super easy to do, but there are plenty of labs here on Earth that can do it, and you know, the actual equipment themselves is not that big or fancy. Long term, Andromeda Initiative plans to establish a combo relay network transmitting data between buoys linked by mass-free corridors of space. So then you encode the data somehow and then send it through as mass-free corridors. Being mass-free wouldn't make light travel any faster. So electromagnetic communications would still go at light speed and not faster, but I guess you can encode the data in packets of particles somehow, and then you could indeed have faster and light communications. Scourge temperature efforts make sense. Meantime, initiative starships act like maritime mail packets, carrying secure data packages and transmit to approved calling receivers once they're in range. Transmissions are limited by ship's data storage and capability of receivers, but improvements are ongoing. Yeah, okay, but an email doesn't, you know, if you keep it to pure text, maybe some pictures, that shouldn't be a huge impediment, right? Alright, well, I think this episode has gone on way too long. Certainly long enough, so thanks for watching. And I hope you all join me next time when we will set out to explore the Nexus. Thank you for watching, see you next time.